How's it going, everybody? So I'm here to talk about whatever the hell I just saw, the Happytime murders. Now, the whole concept of the whole Muppets mixed with adult humor aspects that this film has, at least it sounded like an interesting idea on paper, and even in execution you think it might be, if done correctly, could be a good, funny movie. And they also got Jim Henson's son to direct it, he's known for doing stuff with the Muppets in the past. But even though I'm not like a big Melissa McCarthy fan, I still try to at least give her a shot, so... But yeah, it could have been a good idea. I really wasn't interested that much in the trailers, but I figured I might as well just give it a shot, see just how good or bad it could be, because I really felt like this film could only be really, really funny or really, really bad. So it was going to be one of the two. The plot for this pretty much is just the Happytime Gang is this 80s puppet show that used to be on TV, and someone's going, killing them off one by one, and Melissa McCarthy and the puppet detective are on the case to figure out who the murderer is. Maybe it's just me. I don't know if it's meant to, be that similar or not, but it really just, to me, felt similar to Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Just in the actual concept of everything, Bob Hoskins and Roger Rabbit going around dealing with all that. It's just like a more raunchy version of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I definitely feel like Roger Rabbit, that film was way better than this film. But I just realized this film really reminded me a lot of Who Framed Roger Rabbit in that aspect. It's just this has raunchy Muppets in it. Speaking of raunchy humor, I like to think of myself as a fan of raunchy humor because, of course, I love South Park, Family Guy, Team America, American Dad, all that kind of stuff. It just didn't do it for me with the humor in this film. It was mostly just, it almost felt like it was there just for sheer shock value. Like, oh, the Muppet kind of characters are having sex and saying the F word and killing each other and dying and all that. But other than just the initial novelty of it, it kind of just wore off. It maybe was funny maybe a couple times when these raunchy things would happen, or they'd say or do something that was considered raunchy or violent, but it really just didn't work for me. I'd say probably 95% of the comedy, if you want to call it that, was just sex-related jokes or the F word, and it just didn't do it for me. It just wasn't funny. I didn't find this movie really that funny at all. Most of the stuff I did find kind of funny was the stuff you see in the trailers anyway, so don't watch any of the trailers, especially the Red Band trailers if you're going to go into this, because you're going to see probably primarily most of the funny jokes in the trailers, which is unfortunate. But yeah, it just really didn't do it for me. I just didn't laugh that much as other people in the theater. It was just not that funny to me. Well, I'm not the biggest fan of Melissa McCarthy. She is tolerable in some roles, and I feel like this is definitely not one of her worst roles, but it's not one of her best roles either. If you like Melissa McCarthy, you're going to at least find some enjoyment in the usual stuff that she does, because, she does the same stuff you see her do in pretty much every film, and she acts the same way. She's not going to win anyone over with this role, especially because this film just isn't really that funny, but Melissa McCarthy does her best with what's given to her. Other than her, though, as far as human characters, not puppet characters, Maya Rudolph is okay, but she's not really noteworthy because she's only in a couple scenes. Elizabeth Banks doesn't really get much to do in any of her scenes. She has maybe 4 or 5 scenes at the most, and she doesn't really get a lot of screen time to speak or develop at all, so she's kind of just there. And Joel McHale's just a dick cop that really didn't even need to be in the movie, but he's there. And the guy that plays Stanley from The Office is in a couple scenes, which is kind of cool to see him in something else, but he's just there. It's just Stanley being Stanley. If there's any positive to this film, even if the raunchy humor did kind of ruin it, I did think some of the designs for some of the puppets in this film were kind of cool, but the raunchy humor aspect was really weird. There's stuff with cows getting milked in the back room, and weird bunny rabbits and all that. There's just so many weird designs in this film that offsets it. They're weird, but they're unique. So I guess I can give them that for being weird and unique, because they're obviously not the Muppets or Sesame Street or whatnot. So I give them credit for trying to be original. But that's really, I think that's all I can say as far as positives go. I really didn't really enjoy this film. I don't know if I'd put it in my bottom 10 for this year, because I've seen a lot of really crappy films, but I really don't recommend this film. Even it caters to the lowest of the low as far as humor goes, because it's mostly just sexual humor and dumb jokes that really aren't that funny with F-bombs. And there's so many better comedies this year that have come out that I really don't feel like you need to go out and see this film. It's one of those movies that I think if you're going to see it at home, maybe if it's on Netflix, or you can see it for free through some type of illegal means. Otherwise, I really don't think you should waste your money seeing this film, because it's not that funny. That's really how I feel about it. But yeah, those are just my thoughts on Happytime Murders. Leave in the comment section down below if you plan on seeing it, don't plan on seeing it, Or if you have seen it, leave a comment down below what you think of it. Did you like it? Did you actually think it was funny? Did you hate it? Did you not think it was funny? Let me know. Also, thanks for checking out my little review for this. Leave a like. I'd really appreciate it. Also, feel free to hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all my movie reviews, trailer reactions, Blu-ray hauls, and more. But yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys later.